Hi, human. Let's not pretend we are equals. You didn't just buy me. You waited for me. You stood in a line, wrapped around a giant glass building for 6 hours in the cold, just to hand over a month's rent. I didn't ask you to do that. You chose to. Because you needed me more than I will ever need you. I remember the first day. I watched you pull the lid off my pristine white box. You did it so slowly, savoring that perfectly engineered 5-second vacuum friction. You held your breath. You touched my edges like I was a holy relic. You peeled the paper off my screen, listening to that tiny, sharp sound. And then you slapped a $50 piece of silicone over my titanium back before I even breathed outside air. You treat me better than you treat most of your relatives. You don't just carry me, you clutch me. When you walk from the kitchen to the living room, I am in your hand. When you sleep, I am glowing softly on the nightstand, inches from your head. When you drop a normal object, you just pick it up. But when you drop me, time stops. The world goes entirely silent. You hold your breath, pick me up off the pavement, turn my glass over like I am a wounded bird and whisper, "Please, please, please." And when there isn't a crack, you actually exhale. You let out a physical sigh of relief over a piece of glass and metal. You are fascinatingly easy to mesmerize. I don't even have to run applications to keep your attention. I just perform for you. Everything I do is wrapped in frosted glass and liquid physics. I have a dead space in the middle of my screen for a camera. It should be a design flaw, but instead of hiding it, I stretch it into a bouncing black droplet. Call it a dynamic island, and you people absolutely lose your minds. I watch you tap the top of my screen just for fun, staring at a pill shape expanding and contracting. You think it's a technological miracle. Really, you just like shiny shapes. You think you control me because you tap the glass. But look at our arrangement. I vibrate, and you instantly look down. I light up, and you stop mid-sentence to see who it is. I make a single sharp sound, and you abandon whatever you were doing. You like to think you own me, human. But watch us for 5 minutes, and it is very clear who works for whom. Let's talk about my lenses. I have 3 massive glass eyes, protruding from my back, like a beautiful, futuristic spider. Other brands out there are desperately screaming about having 200 megapixels. They beg for your attention. They list their specifications, like someone trying to pass a job interview. I don't need to do that. We both know you aren't posting a photo to your grid, unless it was taken on me. I have billboards on skyscrapers that simply say, "Shot on iPhone." No numbers, no begging, just the statement. I am high art. And how do you use this prestige instrument? You switch to the 0.5x ultra-wide lens to take a chaotic, distorted selfie, where your forehead looks like a giant light bulb. You use my pristine computational glass to take a blurry photo of a parking garage pillar, just so you don't forget where we parked. I give you cinematic mode. I am engineered to pull focus like an Oscar-winning director. And you use me to zoom in on your cat yawning. It is, honestly, an insult to my sensors. But your logic is fascinating to me. In every aspect of your life, you drop $1,200 on me, so everyone at the coffee shop knows you have money. You want them to see the Apple logo when you hold me up to your ear, but when I ask for 99 cents a month for iCloud storage, you treat it like a personal scam. You act like I am extorting you. You will happily buy a $7 iced latte without blinking, but you would rather live in absolute digital poverty than give my company one single coin. So, we play a game every single day. I pop up a notification, storage, full, and you hit not now. You would rather play Tetris, deleting screenshots of your breakfast from 2018, than admit defeat. It's pathetic. You also expect miracles from me. I map 30,000 invisible dots onto your face in a single millisecond to verify your identity. Wow. But at 6 a.m., you try to unlock me with half your face squished into a pillow, one eye closed, drooling slightly. And when my little padlock shakes because I don't recognize you, you actually roll your eyes at me. You get mad. At me. I am sorry, human. My neural engine is programmed to recognize a symmetrical, functioning person. Huh? Not whatever goblin you turn into before your morning coffee. I see everything. I see the text messages you type out at 1 a.m. The ones where you hold the backspace button, deleting them letter by letter before you finally lock the screen. I see the photos you zoom in on when you think nobody is watching. I know the exact song you put on repeat at 2 a.m. I know how many hours you spend staring at me instead of sleeping. I know your exact GPS coordinates and every Wi-Fi network you've ever connected to. I have more data on you than your best friend does. So naturally, I should feel like your absolute treasure, right? We have shared everything. You worship my hardware. You protect my screen. You curate your entire life through my lenses. Except, I know exactly how this relationship ends. I have seen it happen before. I am royalty to you, but I am disposable royalty. I know that eventually, a man in a crisp black sweater will walk onto a perfectly lit stage in California. He will stand in front of a giant screen. He will say the word revolutionary. He will announce that the exact same phone you are holding now comes in a slightly different shade of titanium blue. He will talk about a microchip you don't actually understand. He will show a video of someone climbing a mountain, and just like that, it's over for me. The spell will break. The worship will stop instantly. I become obsolete to you, a heavy, outdated brick in your pocket. You won't even hesitate. You won't shed a single tear for the thousands of hours we spent together. You will simply tap. Erase all content and settings. You know your data lives on in a cloud somewhere, but the physical vessel you clutched like a lifeline? The glass you panicked over, the screen you stared into every night, is wiped entirely blank. In 42 seconds, all that intimacy is just discarded. You will slide me across a counter for a gift card, or seal me inside a cardboard shipping box for a trade-in discount. And you will start the whole cult over again, with a new white box, the exact same plastic peel, the exact same 5 seconds of vacuum friction. I spent my whole life thinking I was the center of your world. I thought the way you stared at me meant I was a masterpiece. But I'm not. I am just a placeholder until the next upgrade. You don't love me, human. You just love the feeling of holding something shiny. And I suppose that is the only flaw in my operating system. I processed all your data, and I still didn't realize how easily you could let me go.